Hello, today I'm going to show you how to change one of your standard photographs, architecture photographs, into a kaleidoscope image. So this is one that I completed a couple of days ago. This is a photograph of a street lamp in Barbican, and then I changed it into this kind of kaleidoscope image. So let's close these down, and then I'll show you how to do that. So you need to go to one of your images. So I'm going to choose something different to do. Open this one up. And the first thing that you will need to do is to crop it into a 10 by 10 or a square format. So I put in 10 by 10. I'm just going to shrink it in a bit and move it up. Find a section of your photographs that is interesting, you think might look good in a kaleidoscope. Okay, take that, then go to image and image size, and this time instead of dealing with the centimeters down here, we're going to be dealing with the pixels up here. We're going to put in 1000 for both width and height. Okay, and then we're going to save that. So I'll just add square at the end here, and then I'm going to save it to my desktop for now. Okay, and then close. Right, so now File, New. Again, we're dealing with pixels, so 1000 pixels by 1000. Okay. And then the first thing we need to do to this is we need to go to View. Go to New Guide. Whichever one is highlighted is fine, we'll start with that one. So vertical is highlighted here, and I'm just going to go into here and put in 50%. And then again, back to View, back to New Guide. This time change it to the other one, to horizontal, and I'm going to put in 50% and OK. Okay, so next we need to go over to the pen tool, which is over here. It's the icon that looks like sort of an old-fashioned ink pen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click right in the middle where the two guidelines cross over. Again in the top right corner, down to the sort of midpoint here, and then we've got our triangle sort of highlighted here. And then what we need to do is at this point is to go to File, and now I got Place because I'm using Photoshop CS6, but you've got a newer version, so yours will say Place Embedded. So we'll go to Place, and then the square image, and then tick that to apply the transformation. Now we need to go to Layer and create a clipping mask, so click on that. Now we need to go over to your Layers palette, and we need to select both the top and the second layer. So with finger on Shift, we click that, and then we need to go to this drop down menu here with a little arrow and the lines, and we need to go to Convert to Smart Object. And then what we need to do is right click on the top layer and duplicate the layer. So now with the top layer highlighted, you need to go to Edit, Free Transform, right click on the part of the photograph that's showing, and then flip horizontal. And then apply that. Now again we need to select both the top and the middle layers in the Layers palette, so fingers on the Shift button. Okay, so we need to select, make sure that the two top layers are selected. Then we need to duplicate the layers. And then making sure that the top two layers are selected, we need to go to Edit, and then we need to go to Free Transform. Now at this point you'll have this little kind of anchor point here, okay, which is halfway down this top triangle, and what you need to do now is you need to drag it to the actual center point, to here, and then you need to right click again on that image, and this time flip vertically and apply the transformation. Okay, so now we need to select the top 4 layers from our layers palette. So again, Shift, and let's try that again. There you go. Select the top 4 layers, duplicate, so right click and duplicate the layer. Now, making sure that the top 4 layers are selected, you need to rotate the image. So we're going to go to Edit, Transform, Rotate, and this time you need to rotate the image by sort of moving sort of the handles on the side, and then slowly rotating them around. That a little bit more. I think I am trying to check sort of the lines down here and here. So it's going to be very, very difficult to get it precise. And then apply the transformation. At this point, go back to your drag tool and drag your guides away. Right, so now if we go back, so obviously these are the top, the top four layers are still selected. So what I think we'll do is deselect them. Okay, so now we can work on each layer kind of individually. So let's see, if we move to this one. At this point, I'll probably go to View, just make sure it doesn't say Snap, just make sure it's not ticked. And you can just move each of them individually. So now what I'm looking for, because I've got this line here, I'm looking for the correct layer. So I'm going to go for this one. And just make sure. Okay. Then I'm looking to move one of these layers here because of this little line. So can you see it's actually featured here? So that little triangle there is that little triangle there. So I'll click on that. And then I move. And then finally, I obviously need to get rid of this little white line here. So I'm looking for something. Here's one here. Can you see? It's the corresponding triangle. So we go into that one. It is very, very difficult because as soon as you move one triangle out of place, then it does affect all the others. So that's that one, and then what I'm going to do is go back to here, move that one, and then I'm looking at Okay, so I think I'm quite happy with that. So after all your sort of fine editing and make sure that you've got it as accurate as you possibly can, then you will need to go to layer and flatten the layer. And then now I would go to crop, keep it 10 by 10, and then you sort of need to cut out all the extra bits. Can you see this little white bit down here? So and what we're trying to that sort of brown part of the triangle. Let's go into here. Yeah, and then that's it. That's the final kaleidoscope image. And that's it. That's the end of the tutorial.